We are allowed to use one batten, and that is the venue tech only, to take that black drape that's going to be blocking the cyc up or down, depending if the group wants to use the cyc or not. That is the only batten that is allowed to go up or down, so please do not plan on hanging anything in that venue. Green venue, yes, you can hang from that grid. It is low enough that it can be reached by a ladder. So yes, you will be allowed to hang in that venue if need be. Projections. Okay. I have a lot of requests for projectors this year. If you are planning, I've got it right here. If you are planning to bring in a projector, and if you are planning on front projection, where it means that it might be necessary to hang a projector over the audience area, I cannot supply you with number one, a projector, and number two, a mount of any kind to hang the unit. You must supply all of these items that if you plan to bring a projector into this facility. Plus all the cable, everything that goes along with it. Fringe does not have S-video cable. Fringe does not have 50 to 100 feet RCA cables available. You have to bring this equipment in with you. We do not have it. If you are planning on using projectors, and I stress this, try to keep it simple, guys. This eats up so much of your tech time to try to mount and hang these projectors and get these things right. Try to keep it down to the basics. I have a downloaded picture here that as we're walking through, if you are a group that is looking at bringing in projectors, I will show you kind of what I have in mind. I was talking to Seth earlier today before the walkthrough started at the rep. If you cannot afford to buy something like this that is a metal, mount, there is a way to build your own and everything. I think Dana built it for them, and she would be a good source to let you know how to do that. The only thing that I am really concerned about, that if you do build your own out of wood, that it is structurally sound, can hold the weight of your projector, and that there's a lip on the front of it, so that if we have to tilt your projector up for any reason because of keystoning factors or where it's actually hanging in the house, that there's something holding it in place there. And that we're using safety cables at all times, and that you put on that mount a C-clamp. If anybody in the house doesn't know what a C-clamp is, ask me before we leave today, and I will give you an example of one. But all of the venues have these grid piping in them, and a C-clamp is what works best, usually to hang from them. So just if you have a projector in your show or are thinking about using one, just talk to me as we're doing the walkthrough, and I'll show you this picture.
It's also a really good idea to find out from Amy and your venue tech who else in your venue is using a projector, and see if you can share that, be it through cost or some kind of way. To share projectors is a good thing.
It will, it'll save time in having to hang multiple ones, and then, there's no fighting over, well, this projector has to be here, and so you guys have to hang yours further down the pipe and not getting the right shot that you guys want. Special effects, any kind of special effects I really need to know about in advance. Even if you're questionable about what a special effect is, tell me. Let me know, what's going on in your show so no surprises come up. Strobe lights, if you have strobe lights in your shows, please let me know, because we need to make it that information available to your audiences that will be coming in. It's a courtesy thing. Strobe lights can be very annoying to some patrons watching shows, and what we try to do is just warn people and put up some signage of some kind outside of the venue, that as they're walking in, they know that they're walking into a show that will have a strobe light.
And if you have a strobe light in your show, please go and put that information up on the website as well, so that people don't buy a ticket and then they get here and then be pissed off because they bought a ticket and they've got a strobe and they can't come in.
Yeah. Anything that will, one of the things that the venue techs will do every day is sweep this deck. Usually in between shows, so that they don't have time to sweep again and again. But if you have a performance that has barefoot actors coming onto the stage, one of the dance groups, what have you, please let us know, because we will make a point of, during that 20-minute load time, part of that 20-minute load time is sweeping the deck, so that anything that's left over on the stage from the artists that were in here before you does not hurt or injure anyone that's dancing on the stage or walking on the stage in the following show. Throwing solids or liquids, that's the blood thing, and water, I've got to know about it ahead of time so we can make plans for the cleanup afterwards, and everything that we can choreograph how we're going to get this mess off stage if you guys are throwing any liquids or any solids that may trash the area. And so just let me know about it ahead of time. We don't have any live animals this year, do we?
You never know.
I don't think so. Okay. Just if you're bringing, snakes or anything into the venues, or,
We have had that.
Yes. That's why anything that's on this tech form is because we've had to deal with it in the past. You may think it's kind of silly that I'm asking these questions, but it's on these forms for a reason because these issues have come up
There'll
in
be
the
more
past.
on it next year, because after you figure out the loopholes around it, we'll add it next year.
Storage is very, very limited, and so if you have unusual storage needs, I need to know about it soon, because I need to basically know about it so that I can tell you if it's going to be able to happen or not. We inhabit, almost probably, 80% of this building while we're here, but storage, even during the running season of the Shakespeare Theater, storage is an issue for us constantly, and so adding to their space with all of this outside props and scenery coming in, it becomes very, very difficult to find room to store everybody's stuff. And so please, in that form when I was asking you about your footprint of what kind of storage space you need, it's so that I can get an idea of how we're splitting this storage up, or if I need to ask you to pull back and try to condense your set or your props a little bit. That to tell you that your 12-foot wall is not going to fit into a room with an 8-foot ceiling. And so that is why I need to know what kind of set pieces, what props you're bringing in, and how big they are.
Dumpster too.
Oh, yes. And please do not throw your stuff away. We know your shows. Don't think you're going to slide by. We load in your props, we load in your scenery, we see it performed every day. So if we find something of yours in the dumpster, we're going to know where it came from. Just don't throw the stuff away here. We have a dumpster problem. It's big. The trash builds up. Just rampant around here while people are using the building. So please just make plans that after your show is over to take all your props and scenery and discard it elsewhere. As Beth was saying, I will do my best. I am, working on it right now. We have a lot of groups in the festival, and we are now changing over the responsibility solely to me to try to lessen some of the confusion that happened last year about scheduling technical rehearsals. And so I am only the one who is scheduling these now. It is not going through your venue techs anymore. And so I ask your patience, and I will try to get those dates to you as quickly as possible.
But by April 15th, they will be to you.
They will be to you. Or you can, come to my house and beat down my door. Costumes. I'm hoping this was pretty self-explanatory. When I talk about costumes that could affect the space in any way, it's pretty much, things that may be too big to fit in the doors. Stilt walkers. We've had that in past years. I think we're having it again this year. If your actors need a special place to prep because they are on stilts, let me know about it ahead of time. If you are doing a Southern, belle drama and you've got actresses in hoop skirts trying to get through standard size doors, just let me know and everything. We'll try to figure out how we're going to do this nice and simply without damaging any of your work. Makeup. It is... as Beth was saying, if you come to an understanding with a group prior or, to you performing, that you guys can share the limited space of dressing rooms, and as long as there's no drama created and there's no fighting and everything, we